Well, thank you, everyone. My name's Natasha Stapleton. I'm from Family Drug Support. Just before I begin today, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the various lands on which we meet today and pay respect to elders past, present, and emerging. I would also like to extend that respect to any Aboriginal and or Torres Strait Islander peoples who are joining us today. So, Family Drug Support. Who are we? What do we do? And how do we do it? Family Drug Support is a non-for-profit, non-government Australia-wide service that provides support and education to families and friends impacted by the problematic substance use of a person in their life. Family Drug Support was actually founded by our CEO, Tony Trimmingham, after the loss of his son, Damien, to a heroin overdose. And this inspired Tony to want to provide supports for families in a non-judgmental, confidential environment that acknowledged them on their journey and the difficulty that they were experiencing. We were established in 1997. As I said, it's an Australia-wide service, a non-government organisation. We're a non-for-profit registered charity. We receive our funding from government and from donation, and we are a non-religious service. Just before I begin, I'd like to say for Family Drug Support, our definition of family is anyone who cares: nuclear families, extended family members, blended families, friends, partners, anyone who is caring for someone on their journey. So our goal at Family Drug Support is to assist families throughout Australia to deal with drug issues in a way that strengthens relationships and achieves positive outcomes. Our energies are given in primarily supporting families struggling as a result of drug use. We aim to assist in any way possible to empower families to cope with the realization of their situation and survive intact. The core principles of Family Drug Support are harm minimization. We want to keep people safe and alive. We're family focused, acknowledging, validating, and supporting families where they're at. We don't give advice. We don't tell people what to do. And we're non-judgmental. We don't believe there are right or wrong answers. We believe in empowering families, in harnessing their collective wisdom and experience and supporting them to make decisions that best suit them. We're reality-based. We're about being real and congruent. We recognize differences, acknowledging people where they're at. And we promote self-care, nourishing self physically, emotionally, and spiritually. The FDS model emphasizes the normality of what families are experiencing, providing tips and strategies for coping that empowers families to make their own decisions. So how do we do this? We have a variety of ways. We have a 24-hour support service line that people can call, as it says, 24/7 and speak with highly trained and empathetic volunteers. We really encourage family members to take advantage of this line. It's free, it's Australia-wide, and sometimes, when it's 3 o'clock in the morning and you need someone to talk to, this is the service that just gets it. We offer regular open local support groups, and I'll go into that in a little bit and state some of the different areas in Brisbane or in Southeast Queensland that we offer support groups. We have our flagship Stepping Stones to Success program, which is a 4-day psychoeducational workshop for family members. We offer regular updates via bulletins, forums, and websites. We also offer our support group online, a virtual support group. So people living in regional and remote areas, or people who don't feel like attending an in-person support group, can access that online. It's not like this where it's over Zoom. It is a kind of family members talking about where they're at and what they're going through. And it's a 12-chapter support group where you can kind of link in at different parts and get some wisdom from other family members. We offer Stepping Forward information sessions. And those are educational sessions which aim to empower families and promote self-care through knowledge and strategies about communication. We link families to treatment services and aid agencies. We're all about volunteering and giving back. We actually have at Family Drug Support over 130, if I'm correct, over 130 volunteers Australia-wide on our support line, facilitating our support groups and working with us in various other ways. And we offer remembrance and bereavement support, and Tony personally takes these calls for family members who have lost their children to drugs and or alcohol. I have heard from families, you know, they've reached out to other groups, to other parents who've lost their children, and other people just don't seem to understand, or they're quite judgmental. They make nasty comments such as, you know, they deserved it. And so we don't believe that at Family Drug Support. We want to support families. We want to acknowledge families and validate their experience. And so Tony personally takes those calls. So our support groups, we offer support groups currently at Nerang, Mount Gravatt, Ipswich, Nunda, Red Hill, Redcliffe, Mitchelton, and Maroochydore. Support groups aim to empower families through promoting self-care, validating their individual experience, offering opportunities to draw on the collective wisdom of other family members, and acknowledging families as the experts in their own lives. The benefit of support groups is that it allows families to speak openly with other people who understand the complexity of their situation and of their emotions. Support groups allow families to feel validated, heard, supported, and promote resilience. So these run once a month in various locations, and I'm happy to, if anyone would like to know the times or dates, I'm happy to provide that information. Then we have our Stepping Forward information sessions, which deliver simple and useful information, free for families and workers to attend. So some of the sessions we offer are stages of change for families, effective communication, alcohol and other drugs information, drug and alcohol treatment options, setting workable boundaries, dealing with conflict, and families and ICE. We have a monthly Stepping Forward information session at Nerang, and we have one coming up. We have two coming up next month in Nunda, which again, I'm happy to provide the dates and information for if anyone would like. Families have said that Stepping Forward information sessions has given them a greater insight into what their child is going through, but also what their family is going through in trying to cope. They've said it's very informative and they would attend more, and recognize that knowledge is power. Then we have our flagship program as well, which is our Stepping Stones to Success program. So it focuses on coping better, becoming more resilient, and surviving the journey. It's about discovering more about ourselves, uncovering options and alternatives, learning new skills, and learning and sharing from others. And this is a 4-day program. It's therapeutic, but it's not therapy. It's actually the winner of the National Drug and Alcohol Award for Excellence. It's an evidence-based program, and it's based on group work, growing on the experience of others. It's psychoeducational. And I've heard from families that they've considered it to be life-changing, and I've heard fantastic reviews. So here you can see what families have said. This course was a lifesaver. It provided skills for me to survive. It opened up new ways of seeing and dealing with myself. It was a great relief and support to be with others. I've realized that what I'm feeling is normal and everyone in the group is at different stages. It's helpful to know I am not alone in this journey. So stepping stones, like all of our services, are free to people who are impacted by the substance use of a family or friend who they're supporting. Sorry. So I just want to quickly as well go over our stages of change for family members. So this was actually developed by Tony based on his lived experience with his son, as well as working with other families and his professional experience. Tony was a relationships therapist before he founded Family Drug Support and dedicated his life to supporting families. So as people who are attending this forum may or may not be aware, there are the stages of change for behaviour. But there is also a stages of change for family members in what they're going through. And the first of those stages is denial. And Tony wrote a book, aptly named Not My Family, Never My Child, because family members don't think it will happen to their child. They don't know what's going on. They don't want to know. They might not even really know much about drugs. They might not have been exposed to drugs before. It can't possibly be happening in our family. They're not picking up the signs, or maybe they've gone through all of this before and now they're thinking it's over and they're back into denial and not realizing that their child or partner or friend is using again. This stage, as Tony kind of says, it can be a bit of a honeymoon stage at the beginning, because the person using substances is it can kind of be in the happy user stage, that pre-contemplation in the stages of change. So the family member doesn't know what's going on, or they're not ready to accept what's going on. The person using isn't ready to acknowledge that there's a problem, and everyone's kind of just living in a, happy bubble. But then stage 2, emotions. What is going on? It hits families. Something is happening. They're feeling overwhelmed. They're feeling angry. But anger often masks a lot of other emotions. Fear. They're afraid. What does this mean? Does this mean that, is my son, daughter, partner, are they going to die? Are they going to have difficulty finding employment? What does this mean for their future? Shame. There's a lot of shame and stigma around drug and alcohol use in Australia. Guilt or blame. Is it something I did or something I didn't do? Should I have done this differently? Should I have done that differently? And grieving the loss of maybe their hopes and dreams for their child, or their relationship, or the life that they had before that this problematic substance use was introduced. And then stage 3 comes. I'm going to fix this. Control. So we've identified at Family Drug Support 2 different types of control. There's the hardline approach. I'm going to fix this now. Issuing ultimatums. You stop using, or you stop drinking, or you can get out of the house. Very black and white thinking. And then there's a soft line of control. Rescuing, colluding, secrecy, juggling, trying to manage siblings, partners, work, home, taking care of your person, being sympathetic and less directive, and over-involvement. Okay, we're going to find you a treatment service. We're going to do this. We're going to hide from dad that you pawn the golf clubs to get money. They're both control. And they're not helpful for the person using substances, and they're also not helpful for the family member. And then stage 4, chaos. What's going on? Why can't we fix this? Feeling helpless and powerless, not sure what else to do, running out of energy, no support or time out, feeling like they can't do this anymore, blaming others in the family. It's your fault you were too hard on him. It's your fault you were too soft on him. And there's a lot going on in this chaos stage. And families are experiencing, their own individual emotions, their own individual journey with what's happening. But what we hope through education, through support, by reaching out, by people taking care of themselves, is that they will get to a coping stage. Letting go of expectations and agendas and the need to fix. And that's really hard because, for a lot of parents, when their child is a kid and they scrape their knee, you put a Band-Aid on it and it's all better. And you want to fix things. But what we do at Family Drug Support is we help family members to get to this stage of letting go. And we do this through our Stepping Forwards information sessions, through our Stepping Stones course, through our support groups, by teaching strategies about how to communicate, how to establish boundaries that are good for the individual, how to promote self-care. And also by recognizing that success, whatever that may be, is completely individual to the family member and to the person using substances. We really recognize at Family Drug Support that there are no right or wrong answers. There is no set journey. We just want to meet people where they're at and provide support as best we can. We don't give advice. We don't tell people what to do. We help to empower people to come to their conclusions on their own. So that's a bit about Family Drug Support. As I said, all of our services are free to family members. We do offer membership, and membership comes with a guide to coping manual, which families have found really useful. And it also comes with a newsletter and various other resources. But for people who don't want to join up as members, they're still more than welcome to attend our support groups, to contact the 24/7 line wherever they are in Australia, to come to our Stepping Forward information sessions. We don't want to present any barriers to people being able to access support when and if they're ready. Does anyone have any questions?
Thanks, Natasha. We do have one question from Angela. Are there plans to set up a support group in Logan?
Yeah, so I've actually just started with Family Drug Support, but I am the Logan Gold Coast. There's only 4 of us throughout Queensland, 1 in Rockhampton, and then 3 of us, in Brisbane. And I'm taking it upon myself. I'm from Beaudesert originally, and I really want to provide more services in Logan. So I'm trying to meet with community centres and services that would hopefully be able to provide us with a space that we can use once a month for free, or twice a month even, to provide Stepping Forward information sessions and support groups. So if anyone knows of any services that would like to help us out, please let me know. Or if anyone wants to work together to collaborate to support families, that would be fantastic. Because right now it's Mount Cravat would be the closest, and then Nerang for people maybe living more in Jimboomba, Scenic Rim kind of area. Yeah.
Brilliant. Thanks, Natasha. And obviously your details will be provided out to the attendees to potentially, contact you, hopefully for some collaboration opportunities.
Yeah, of course.
Just a comment from George. This organisation is a terrific template for those of us who want to offer support like you do. Thanks for your presentation, really structured organisation directly for the issue at hand in stages. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we're really passionate at Family Drug Support about what we provide and wanting to just provide people that space to express what they're feeling, but not necessarily to come in as the expert and to have the answers. We really acknowledge families on their journey. But with COVID-19, it is hard with support groups at the moment, as we're all finding. So if anyone would like to refer people, please don't hesitate to get in touch, or in the meantime, let them know about our 24/7 support line, because it's a fantastic resource, and I really do encourage people to take advantage of it.
Absolutely. And Angela just made a comment back to say, great, you will be busy, Natasha. It's a much needed service here in Logan.
Yeah, yeah, I'm trying. It is a much needed service. And I grew up in Jimboomba, so I'm aware of the Logan district. So I'm just trying to, as much as I can in this COVID-19 environment, having just started, do as much as I can, because obviously you're not able to access libraries. A lot of community centres are limited to what they can provide. So fingers crossed that this will all clear up soon.
Absolutely, fingers crossed. And just on a personal note, Natasha, we often at the Alcohol and Drug Foundation, we often receive phone calls and inquiries from concerned loved ones. So we often refer them to Family Drug Support, because you're just the perfect organisation and non-judgmental, that real approach to the hardships that a lot of these loved ones and family members do experience. And I think validating their experiences, because it is quite an isolating and hard experience, and especially talking through those stages of emotions and stages of change to almost equip them to be able to provide support as much as they can. So you do brilliant work. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Excellent. All right. Thanks, Natasha.